massacre him.
Go on out there and kill them.
Wipe them out. All of them. To the very last man.
Violence. Brutality.
Trick-or-treaters are all dead. Isn't it beautiful? Take a walk in the cemetery. Get eaten up by cannibals.
Celebrate Halloween. Love and kisses, Remy, baby.
Good evening and welcome to episode 12 of Dead Entertainment's live commentary series. Bates here with me, as always, is my co-host of the Way of Life live podcast and fellow writer for deadentertainment.com, Ray Mungus. How's it going over there in Mungus land tonight?
Feeling a little old school tonight, man. Like I've been like swamped with work and my sleeping schedule has been fucking awful. So like before the show started, I think I got up like 7 minutes before we were originally supposed to go live to get you the information you needed. But I am dragging ass, my friends. I got a cup of coffee here like usual, and I am just, I don't know, I'm awake. How are you?
I'm, aside from sleeping really awkwardly and fucking my neck up and being miserable at work, I'm doing better because unlike you, I don't have a cup of coffee in front of me. I have a halfway done Moscow Mule, I have a Yingling, and I have an emergency Sapporo sitting in a cup of ice right now. So, I'm doing it right. Somebody over there is doing it way fucking wrong.
Absolutely, but like, I just wanted to like hobble from my bedroom to my computer chair just to get this thing over with. Not to say I'm not looking forward to watching this movie tonight, but I am just, like, you could tell me that, like, I'm going to go on a cruise tonight, and I'd just be like, can't I just sleep? I'll be in my cabin. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no sleep tonight. No sleep for you. Not after we haven't been around for.
I know. I fought like tooth and nail with myself over like not doing this tonight, and I was like, man, I canceled Wednesday's show, and like work has been super stressful, so I'm in that weird position where I'm like, I just want to fucking binge TV shows and just sit here. You know what I'm saying? Like just wanna exist. But it's about time we dust off the old microphones and get back to it. So we figured to start right now with like what better movie, to get things back rolling.
Yeah. So before we introduce our third co-host tonight, a little bit about this movie and sort of what it means to us. The name of this movie is House on the Edge of the Park. And basically, for a very long time, it pretty much is called the unofficial sequel to The Last House on the Left. mainly because it kind of follows a lot of the same beats as Last House on the Left, and it also stars David Hess. Um, Personally, I enjoy this movie a hell of a lot more than Last House on the Left. It has been a staple at horror conventions for us for years, and I don't know, we've probably watched this movie at least 20 times together, and it never gets old. Never.
Which is really weird to say about a rape revenge movie. You know, like I can understand watching Return of the Living Dead as we do every horror convention we go to, or I Drink Your Blood as we do. But it's very weird that we kind of latched onto this like classic rape revenge David Hess flick. And it doesn't pull any punches. It is pretty fucking visceral, and you know, it's one of those movies, and I think that's maybe why it resonates with us. You know, it's I guess a reality call, a wake up call after we have fun with those other movies, and this one just brings us right to it. And obviously, there's a lot of humor in it, very uncomfortable humor, and if you have the right personality, you could definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, it is definitely not a movie for everybody. Very much in the same vein as I said as Last House on the Left and I Spit on Your Grave and movies like those. It's not for everybody, especially in the kind of PC Me Too world we live in now. But the movie has has a charm to it in a way, and it also is satisfying in terms of how the actual movie ends and how it plays out. If you've ever seen it, you kind of know what I'm referring to. So for the last couple of commentaries, we have not been alone. Sad that we can't get any other Dead Entertainment writers to join us anymore. Those lame bitches. But that's okay. We have outsourced the job to Sweden.
Good. That's a good way to put it.
Well, it's bad enough that friggin' nearly all of our Dead Entertainment writers are fucking Canadian.
Isn't it so weird? Like we just got another Canuck this week, and I'm liking it. I don't mind it. We don't have to build the wall up north, you know. We're okay, and certainly we don't have to build one in the direction of Sweden.
So yeah, so the Canucks can write, and we have outsourced an opening here for the live commentary over to Sweden. So introducing yet again, freshly suspended from his Twitter,
Bad boy himself.
our friend who's joined us for a couple of commentaries, Tardulv from Sweden. How's it going over there in Sweden tonight, or this morning, I should say?
Well, I'm suspended from Twitter. It's horrible. Everything is fucking. As for, we call it night. We don't call it morning. Yeah, I haven't slept yet, so it's not morning yet.
It's a good way to look at it.
Not even a nap yet.
I had a tiny nap before this, just to make sure that I didn't fall drunk off my ass during.
Yeah, we didn't want to hear snoring coming through. Just to get... Like, what did you think of this movie?
Before we start watching the movie, I want to talk about rape revenge movies in general, and I think that I think like this can be done right, and this can be done very, very wrong. Like there are movies that use rape wrong, and there are movies that can use it as, you know, a catalyst to actually make a good movie out of it. It's like I Spit on Your Grave is a pretty good example. You brought it up. So it's a pretty good example of a movie that does it, you know, it does it right, you know, because it's a very sensitive topic. So I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know what I think about it.
You're in for a treat, my friend.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that every time someone says that, oh yeah, this is a rape revenge movie, I'm always like, I always have a little bit of like, yeah, okay, so this can go either way. And I haven't seen this movie, so this is gonna be really, really interesting.
So, before we get the movie started, just a quick rundown. We've been away for a little while, just dealing with some personal stuff in our lives that's affected Mungus and myself. That's why the Way of Life Wednesday night podcast has not been happening the last 2 weeks. We will be back this week, and we're going to fully address. I've tweeted about it, and I had a dedication stream last Friday night. So, but we will fully discuss it and talk about where we've been. Excuse me. A little gassy from my ginger beer over here.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh yeah, man. So yes, we will be back this week for Wednesday night. We've got a lot of stuff to cover.
My God, I mean, we're gonna have to have a double show with how much news has been happening in the last 2 weeks, and that's not to say, that's not including what we're gonna discuss, on a personal level.
Yeah, I pretty much feel like we're gonna pretty much be discussing what's been happening with us the last 2 weeks, and then it's gonna be almost all comic news between how good Captain Marvel is doing, the Fox and Disney merger, and James Gunn being rehired. There's a lot of the fucking Avengers trailer, new Avengers trailer. There's a lot of things we got to cover. It's probably gonna be mostly comic heavy, maybe one or two horror pieces. With us coming out this week. Did you go last night to see it?
I didn't, but I'm going to be seeing it at some point this weekend.
Okay.
On top of that, I'm going to be seeing Shazam tomorrow. I'm going to one of the early screenings, so I'm pretty excited about that, which is weird because I haven't been excited for a DC movie in a while. So I'm obviously going to dive into that, spoiler free, as well as everything else we're going to be talking about. All the stuff that we've said over the last 6 months. We'll get more news on that soon and talk about it. It all kind of came to a head these last couple of weeks, and all the news just it's been flowing.
Yeah, it was slow for a while, and then like the last 2 weeks, it's just we got 1-2 fucking knocked out. So we'll be back this week. Got a lot of cool things to talk about on top of some sadness in our lives, but we're gonna try to make the best out of that. And so yeah, come by, hang out Wednesday night, and you'll hear the whole story. So let's go ahead and get into how the live commentary works. Now, we don't stream the movie. If you've ever watched one of our live commentaries, you know that. We can't stream the movie. YouTube don't like that. They would kill the stream almost immediately. But honestly, this might be one of those movies where they'd be like, really? Like,
I was just about to say, like, if anything, they'd kill it because of all the nudity.
Yeah, they wouldn't kill it. They wouldn't kill it because, like, the owners of the movie are like, hey, that's our movie. Don't fucking stream it. They wouldn't care.
No, they'd be like, wow, they have our movie. Stream it. Maybe more people will buy it.
I mean, in this case, it's an Italian horror. Is by itself already like suspicious. It's like, I know. I'm a minority in the horror community that think like things like Italian horror is really, I don't know, it's its own category. But
awesome. Yeah. That's the word I think you were looking for. Amazing.
You'd be fired already. I mean, how do you get fired from a volunteer position? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there is a way of storytelling that Italian horror movies do that is just my brain hurts usually. I like Argento, I guess, but
Argento,
yeah, but I don't know. I've mostly been exposed to the famous Italian directors like Argento and
Well, this is Ruggero Deodato. He's maybe not as famous, but he's probably like third or fourth in Italian horror directors.
Yeah, but as I said, I haven't seen this movie, so we will see what it is, about. But
Well,
yeah.
it's not Italian horror unless, in my opinion, unless you have Giovanni Lombardo Radice in it, who plays Ricky in this movie, and good old Giovanni is in.
Ricky?
Oh yeah, Ricky's the best. You'll love Ricky. Giovanni Lombardo happens to be in quite a few Italian horror flicks, including Cannibal Ferox and The Gates of Hell or City of the Living Dead by Fulci. So this guy has gotten around, and he's been in lots of other films too. This guy pops up in everything, and we make jokes about it. It's like, oh man, that guy looks like Ricky. Oh fuck, that is Ricky. So this guy has gotten around, and motherfucker, this dude still acts regularly. Man, this guy has been in a lot of shit.
He's like a small time actor, gets a lot of jobs.
Yeah, he's still acting regularly, believe it or not. He's amazing. He's got such a distinct face and kind of like really distinct body language. He's a lot of fun to watch on screen, even if he is in pretty much nothing but schlock. Between this and especially Cannibal Ferox, and then City of the Living Dead is just batshit crazy fucking movie. And he gets his head drilled out, so that's always cool. But yeah, no, he's fucking amazing in my opinion, and it's not a real Italian horror flick if he's not in it. But so we don't stream the movie, but this a lot of the movies we watch aren't easy movies to find or to buy or to come across. So check out my Twitter, and you'll find what you need to watch the movie with us. That's all I can say there.
Meet him down a dark alley.
Check out my Twitter as
well. What are you selling?
Oh, wait. Wait a second. The guy in the poster kind of looks like him,
So yeah, just check out my Twitter. All the information is there. Also, quickly before we actually start the movie, so we didn't get to go to Monster Mania about 2 weeks ago, but we are planning on going to New Jersey Horror Con next weekend. I still think I'm going. I haven't quite decided, but I'm leaning more towards yes than no. But we are going to Monster Mania. I do have a room for Monster Mania in August, and we're going to talk about some of the massive guests that they have gotten already. So on Wednesday night. And if all goes well and the country lets him in.
Or Danzig.
Yes, or Danzig. It's very possible Danzig does not let him in. But Stefan will be joining us in August here in the States, if he's allowed, for Monster Mania. So that should be a lot of fun. He's never really been to a proper horror convention. I don't know what kind of Viking horror conventions you have out there in Sweden, but
we do have like sci-fi convention that usually incorporates horror, but we don't have like Monster Mania. Like that.
No, the thing about Monster Mania though is that it's one of the smaller cons. It's very successful, and it's been selling out lately. But it is the true essence of a con done well. So you're in for a treat. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'll show you some of the guests after the stream's over. But anyway, so guys, if you have the movie, you have it queued up, we'll give you guys a countdown, and then that's when we start the movie. I'm pretty much assuming nobody else is going to have this movie. This is not a very common movie. This is, as I said, just a very unique movie from 1980? 1981?
1980.
Great film. So, without further ado, let's go ahead, and I'm going to play our little intro movie here. And then we will get started.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Alrighty. So, let's go ahead. We'll give the countdown here. You got the movies queued up.
Maybe.
You okay over there?
No, I'm just making sure that everything's all good on mine.
All right. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and hit play. Oh, hang on a second. Hit pause.
Oh, you.
You knew
it's in Italian and it's subtitled.
All right.
You knew this was gonna happen. Just
I
give me
did.
1 second. I knew it was going to, but I thought it was already installed. Okay, I should be.
Oh my god, we're having so many. Oh my god.
No.
Oh, nothing but consummate professionals over here.
No, we're fine. We're fine. I'm coming back. Should be good now. Enable. Okay, should be okay now. This is what happens from. Oh no, I don't want to remove it. For me completely resetting everything on my computer. Because
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Okay, so you're starting it again?
I'm going to in a second once.
Just making sure, because it's doing some funky shit.
Yeah, no. Okay, sorry.
Oh my god. Oh man, and we were all worried about us not being able to sync up properly.
All right, 3, 2, 1. We should have it good now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's working. Oh, even I can watch it? Holy shit.
Ooh, it's a surprise this time.
There's a lot of cars and there's a skyline. But what is this music?
His commentary is for the vision impaired. We have a night sky, some traffic. Traffic's a little heavy.
And I mean, the music is just like.
It's just like weird, creepy lullaby.
Yeah, it's like someone's gonna die.
It reminds me of the music from the one main theme from the movie May.
Yes.
I haven't seen that, so yeah, but sure.
What? Oh, that's gonna be one thing we're doing in August. Like, even David Hess's smile is creepy.
Yeah, he's not the kind of guy you want to hang out with. Like, he just does not look. Yeah, no.
He doesn't look alright. It's oh shit! All right.
Shit just got real. Now they're drag racing.
Wait, who does that? What?
I, I want to know like how much of his dialogue was actually written in the script and how much he actually just fucking like improvised.
Actually, I read something today about this, and they really wanted him in the movie so bad that they gave him half of the rights to the movie and allowed him to rewrite as much of his dialogue as he wanted.
No. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Also, fun fact, this is David Hess's wife under a different...
yeah, they don't pull any punches. They jump right into the good stuff here. Was it really? This was David Hess's wife?
Yeah, apparently so. She had a different, she used a different name for the role.
Huh. Well, she's very pretty.
How did he? Well, that was quick.
I gotta say, having seen this movie a lot, like, his sex is more believable in other scenes. It's weird.
I was like, how did he get it? Get his? Yeah. Okay. Right.
You know it's not a good Italian schlock film if you don't have your first rape before the credits even show up. The opening credits.
Yeah. It's they just get right to it. There he is, Giovanni Lombardo Radice, his first movie. You can tell I went to IMDb.
I love all these Italian names. Massimo, Vincenzo, Tomasi. Oh, it's just fun. Sergio D'Alfonsi.
If I ever decide to make like an Italian-esque movie, I'm gonna make every person in the cast and crew give themselves an Italian name just so we could have the cool credits like this.
I mean, they all sound like food.
Pretty much.
Hey, don't eat my people, you asshole.
Hey, Pasta Masomi. Boy,
yeah.
Ricky.
There's Ricky.
Is this movie dubbed?
Yes. Which is weird because, like, the Italian language track is dubbed too. Like, both of them are.
For whatever reason, every Italian schlock and grindhouse film ever they're all fucking ADR'd. I don't know why. They love ADR over in Italy.
Yeah, it just never works. What I don't understand is why they ADR the people that are fluent in English. Like, I could get them ADRing the Italian actors that, you know, maybe flub a dialogue line or whatnot, but David Hess, he's fine.
Yeah, but didn't David Hess ADR his own voice?
Yeah, no. I'd imagine a good portion of them did.
Because, I mean, you can tell that it's his voice, but...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, the audio came after, I mean, so...
Yeah,
Oh my God.
It's weird that they didn't keep...
No! Oh my god, what is up with... Oh, shit.
Well, you don't like that snazzy vest?
No, oh my god. It's yellow on black.
dude, that is so 70s, you don't even know, man. You don't even
Oh
know.
my god. Oh my god. I might be a punk rocker, but even my fashion's better. Like...
The 70s,
love
yeah. The 70s, yeah, dude, the 70s lasted, like, well into, like, 1981. That's, like, after 1981, that's when the 70s, like, really, like, died.
Oh,
I love all this New York stock footage.
Oh, this music. Holy shit.
You're going to pick up the soundtrack after this, aren't you?
This song...
Oh, yeah.
This song is like the main song in the trailer.
How am I not surprised? Italian flicks always have this funky ass music, and the creepy lullaby. You're gonna hear a bunch more too.
Yeah, in fact, those are pretty much the only 2 songs on the soundtrack.
Pretty much, I was looking through it, and I think there are maybe 3 songs max.
Well, they danced to a song. I don't remember what song they danced to.
But it's funny. I came across an album cover. Apparently, Mondo released a soundtrack, and I'm like, really, guys? You guys are gonna put out a limited edition 3-song soundtrack? Come on.
Well, maybe they had remixes and dubstep versions, and
Oh man.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wow.
and they probably charged like $60 for 3 songs on fucking vinyl.
Yeah, and it sold out in 30 seconds.
New York is beautiful.
I wasn't alive for this time in New York, but I really admire it. Or I was alive for it. I just was like,
Listen, I hate New
Playing
York
with toys.
as much. I hate New York as much as any native New Jerseyan does. But I have to admit, there are times where I do enjoy some aspects of the city. Like, I love good food, and I love, like, fun bars. And I can't, like, deny that Manhattan has good food and fun bars.
Yeah, usually I have never been in New York, so usually I just like the skyline.
Well, when you come, we'll go at least once, if not twice, and I'll take you around. There's some cool spots. If you're not like a tourist going to the touristy spots, like I'm not gonna we can go to Times Square, but I'm fuck Times Square. Times Square is fucking stupid.
Dude, I want to go to Chernobyl, so don't worry about touristy stuff.
Chernobyl? What?
Yeah,
Why?
nice.
What is wrong with you?
I like it. I watch documentaries on that all the time. So, like, I feel you.
Because I don't want to go. I don't like touristy stuff. I want to go to the real shit.
So basically what we need to do is take them to, like, weird New Jersey locations.
I don't even know how
Yeah.
many of them like exist anymore.
Good portion don't, unfortunately. And we're missing all the good stuff. He's talking about how he's going out to boogie in that perfect suit.
Dude,
That's it. That suit is awful.
fuck you. I'd rock that.
No, you would.
Maybe not in that. Maybe not in that exact color. I don't know. Mustard's not my color.
I'd rock it in white so I can look like the Kingpin.
Ketchup, I'm mustard. I'm mustard, motherfucker.
I shave my head bald and I'll be the Kingpin.
Oh yeah, you don't need a staff with a diamond on it,
Oh,
and you would be the kingpin.
Look at my vest. It's so tight.
Oh god, that's an oldie but goodie.
And I mean, yeah, it's the 70s, which you can tell by the cars. But it's like, well, it's 80s, but yeah, you can really tell the American 70s, 80s in this footage just by looking by the cars.
Oh yeah, definitely. Classics.
Yeah, they were all as long as fucking yachts and weighed as much as a fucking Hummer and got
Man,
about 6 miles to the gallon.
and you got to work out opening those doors, man. Those doors weighed like 60 pounds each.
Yeah, I mean, this was the time where Volvos existed, and you still had these cars. Man, it's like, why?
Yeah, but the thing about these cars is they're still running today. You can
Yeah.
buy a new car today and it's dead next to you.
Yeah, my dad has a 1958 Chevrolet Impala Imperial, so yeah, I know he's a greaser,
Nice.
which is kind of weird when I'm a punk rocker, but it's all right.
Eh,
We don't hate each other.
generations all have their own thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't get it. They came into the lot wanting to park the car, but instead of parking their car, they're taking the 2 parking attendants with them to a party.
I think this is well, yeah, they wanted to park it, but something was wrong with the car. It's just really weird how he's able to weasel into their car and go to a party.
Yeah, but this is the USA way of doing things. Everyone is like, yeah, you want to go to a party? And you're like, yeah. Then you get into the car for some reason.
Plus, like I'd imagine a lot of the hippie stuff, just like hitchhiking and getting in anybody's car and free love and all that. I'd imagine that like boiled over into the 70s to some extent.
Yeah, but what is up with Kurt Cobain that drives the car?
Yeah, a little bit. I was trying to think about who he reminds me of. Kurt Cobain. That's pretty good.
It's like that's a weird Kurt Cobain.
he's smiling a lot. It's like I don't feel him. He's like really like slimy.
Like he's like Malcolm McDowell's understudy in A Clockwork Orange.
Oh my God, he does sort of look like Alex. He does sort of look like Alex as I spill beer all over my shirt.
Nice.
Who is this motherfucker?
Cro-Magnon looking motherfucker.
Seriously, the other dude, he just looks like straight up caveman. And then you got fucking the Wakanda chick. She's striking. I love her.
She is such a visually interesting person.
Oh my God, she is like you see it's like a bald black woman, but like you look at her, it's like, fuck, it really works on her. Like,
yeah, she looks really good.
Like I don't know. Usually when I see bald people, like they almost always look like men. Like she just looks like power. Like I don't know. Maybe because I'm used to fucking watching Black Panther and lots of short-haired black women in that, and they're just like powerful and commanding, and that's what I see in this girl. She's so great. She's great.
Right.
She stands out quite a bit.
Oh my God, yeah.
Everybody has their own character, like visual sense to their character, and hers is the most striking.
And then you got the chick in the red dress, and she reminds me of that other female character from Dirty Dancing.
Okay, I see that.
I'm just.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say that they went to a party, and this is the suckiest party I ever seen.
Yes, I've been to a couple parties that are similar in their terms.
Like, where's the fucking mate? Like, you gotta have something. Like, she's dancing, but everyone else just came there. Before they came there were only 2 people.
Well, of course she's dancing. She's naturally going to be the only one with rhythm amongst all these ways.
But like,
yeah, but like
going to a party before the alcohol and drugs were broken.
Like, start drinking to get a fun party.
Exactly.
No one dances sober.
And David Hess knows that right off the bat. He's getting Ricky to really.
Oh
really
my God! This is so.
Wait, are they dancing?
This is the widest shit I ever seen.
Wait, are they dancing to the same song again?
No,
yeah,
they're not.
No, they are. They are.
No, oh my God! when people say
tonight,
like when people say, "Don't do the white shit," this is what they talk about. Like, this is the whitest shit I ever seen. What is he doing? Like,
it could be worse. He could be Crispin Glover from Friday the 13th.
Oh my God! Yeah,
this is borderline that.
All right, she's like, all right, I'm gonna. And he's like, "What are you doing?"
You ever get invited to a party where you don't know anybody? Like, like I've got that vibe here from David Hess, but like they're getting. I don't know why everybody's getting along so quickly. It doesn't work that way in.
Yeah, no, like you don't just go walk into some stranger's house and then like immediately start dancing.
Nice shot. Nice shot of some booby juggle. It's like, come on.
Well, it's still technically the 70s, man. They ain't wearing bras.
Yeah, but what is he doing? Like,
he's getting his boogie on, man.
No, it's not. Oh my God, it's not.
We're gonna boogie.
Yeah, shirtless. Of course, he gets shirtless. Right. Yeah.
David Hess is really weird in this.
No! Don't keep your belt on.
See, you don't know Ricky.
Nope.
Oh my God.
David Hess is like, hey man, he's like encouraging him, and now he's like, oh, they're messing with you, man.
Oh my God.
Damn, it usually takes me about at least an hour and a couple of drinks for me to take my pants off at a party.
Oh, dude, that reminds me. I have been to a few parties here. Yeah, but always takes off his pants, and not because he's attractive or anything. He just does it whenever he gets drunk. Um, and we always like, no, don't take off your. That's rapey.
Little bit.
That's very rapey. Like, stop doing that.
David Hess is the farthest thing from rapey.
Oh God, he has like.
She's like, oh my God, what is?
It's so disorienting.
Like he thought, oh my God, are you okay? Well, try not dancing in your underwear with your jeans around your ankles. Fucking.
Yeah, he's so coked up or on amphetamine. It's like, yeah, another drink on that coke. Great.
Dude, that guy's face is so weird. What cave did they? What cave did they drag him out of?
From Germany, like Neanderthal.
Dude,
he later. I was gonna say he later went on to do the Geico Caveman commercials.
Seriously.
But this party is so weird. There's no party that works like this. Like
so is the decor. Like you got like naked chick paintings and then a bunch of dog porcelain statues.
And all of a sudden you're gonna play poker. It's like, who does that? When everyone gets drunk enough, we start destroying the apartment.
This feels like a party set up by somebody who only heard people talking about parties.
It's like, I've heard of this thing. It's called a party.
Yeah, like because parties always, destabilize and fuck up. That's what a party is. All right, stop being so fucking rich.
All right, baby, I'm gonna make love to you by the light of the refrigerator.
How convenient that she has those clothes.
Women don't wear things like that anymore.
Wait, are you gonna inspect? Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why are you inspecting her?
Just wait till everything unravels, man. Your head's gonna blow up even more.
Oh my God.
I love women with short hair, man. Women with short hair, I love that. I hate long hair.
Fucking Italian horrors. It's like, gonna have fucking aneurysm.
It's gonna be your first, your third and last episode. First official one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
She gave him a chance. He couldn't get the job done.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Licking pussy is not right now.
Yeah, generally not on the kitchen table. Also, let me bring that up.
Wait, she's gonna take a shower?
Who takes a shower during a
Who eats fruit during a party?
And who puts it back after they take a bite? Dude, that's just making himself.
What is that? Is that a big waffle? What is that?
It looks like a giant cookie or pie. He's wasting so much electricity. You know how inefficient that refrigerator was in the 70s?
and I like how he just took a piece, left it out, and then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna walk around in this dead fucking party because this is not a part. This is not a party.
You're so hung up on that. Dude, that refrigerator, for every 10 seconds that refrigerator door was open, a panda was killed. How you doing, Ricky? Good? Alright, I'm gonna go rape.
That's essentially about right.
Did
he just throw it in the plant?
This is good plant food.
I've seen that so many times I never noticed that.
Everything about this is fucking I don't know, stupid. I mean, I mean, if I ever went to a party when people were still intelligent enough to play fucking poker, it's like something had failed.
Yeah, definitely. Like usually the parties that I attend to, like people are too drunk they can barely play Go Fish.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, all right, okay. Hello, but
Now that is a luscious set of cheeks.
He's really
he's just gonna
presumptuous. He's just like
he's
I'ma
just
come
gonna
in.
sit. Yeah, he's just gonna sit there and watch her.
Well, I would admire that. That is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, but like that's creepy, dude.
Well, obviously she doesn't care. She's not screaming and yelling and telling him to get out.
And she pretty much laid out the hints to go
Yeah.
upstairs.
Okay. All right. All right.
I mean, that is a fine figure from 1980. If I've ever seen one. Then he got this fucking.
Wait, he has the fucking dog tag.
I want a House on the Edge of the Park origin film for David Hess. Was he a nom?
Yeah.
Did he
Like,
just buy that dog tag at a gift shop in New York or what?
I like how she's making it a point not to get water on her face to get to wash off all the makeup.
Yeah, true.
That's a nice spot. Like that's a nice sponge me, baby.
Look at that smooth motherfucker. He's like, hey, you're okay. Do I like it? Nah, I've seen better.
Yeah, I like her. Fuck you. It's like, oh wow, you almost kissed it.
He's being coy right now. This is the smooth rapist.
All right, this is. Okay, can you stop doing that? Because, like, fuck you. It's like, there's nothing worse than douchey dude. She's like, eat my ass. And he's like, no, I'm gonna kiss this.
I don't think
window."
that was big in the 80s. I don't think eating butt was big until like the last 15 years.
Oh, I didn't have to see.
Hey, you got the female figure. You gotta get the male figure.
No, male sponging. Oh, come on. How weird would it be to record this, scene? Like, we're both naked, sponge me, baby.
Where you going? Rinse your brains out, King Kong.
I love it. Talk about hard to get.
Yeah, she played it nice. Look at fucking... Is he from Harry Potter?
He kind of looks like a Weasley a little bit. But this fucking square-jawed unibrow motherfucker, he's just creepy.
He reminds me of somebody. I just can't place it right now.
He got all dressed now?
Alex, can you lend me $20?
No. Fuck you.
Here, see for yourself.
Can you lend me $20? I'm losing. I need... I need some more to pay my debts. Wait, how is this not giving away your...
I'll see. 3 aces. Not good enough. Flush.
Cheating ass motherfuckers.
On the other hand, I'm clean.
Look at Alex. Alex is such a good friend. Loaning poor little Ricky more money.
He gotta get his dignity back.
They're taking you for a ride. These bastards wouldn't know a straight game if they followed one home. You heard me, twat.
I need
That
that
might
on a
be,
t-shirt.
dude. That might be one of my all-time favorite movie lines. You heard me, twat.
That is me on Twitter. It's like, you heard me, twat.
Come on, Howard. Punch the mother out.
Hey, we've got an audience.
And the
Wait.
worst example of ADR ever. What's that?
Ooh. Solar plexus.
God, it's like watching fucking Drago versus Apollo over here.
You know what?
Oh.
I gotta say, you don't see people headbutt like that in fights. Not in movies. This sucker punching little bitch.
I just realized they don't even have music in the party.
No, they couldn't afford it beyond the 3 songs they had.
Huh. Wait, why did you announce that?
Yeah, sure. You should have just hit him.
Oh no, liquor.
I love how as soon as he says shut up, she's just like instantly quiet.
Why is it murdering? Why is it threatening the murder of that guy over?
Well, he gained the upper hand, so may as well.
Alright, but that is such a much worse crime.
Hey, this guy was about ready to hit him with a freaking wine bottle. You know how thick those things were back in the 70s?
Yeah, I know, but like,
They were as heavy as the fucking cars in the 70s.
Pretty much.
Did you just get? Did you become an incel?
Listen, what do you expect? If you're gonna sit there and cock tease David Hess, you know, good things aren't gonna happen.
No, he gets a little bit grumpy when that happens.
What is up with that psycho?
I think you pretty much nailed it. You answered your own question.
Is he the Joker? We live in a society.
His voice, he's got a little bit of Evil Ed in him.
Yeah.
You're so cool, Alex.
God, I need to make that mashup T-shirt.
Yeah, he's pretty like a little. He's like a spastic mongoloid.
Pretty much.
I mean, there is no chance that he's not Russian.
I'll keep what I have. Okay?
He can no, wait, no. He kind of reminds me of the Jew bastards.
Of who?
Have you seen Inglourious Bastards?
Like once. Ray would know who you're talking about, not me.
Was it?
Hugh Hunter, the Nazi show that says like bingo.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of him.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of Christopher Waltz in him.
Yeah.
I win a royal parade.
Oh my God, I'm winning all the money.
I made a real royal straight.
Like that guy, you need to pop him. Like, just
You know, Alex,
what is the girl in the red dress do?
I don't know. Stand in a corner and look like a bitch all movie.
She like reminds me of that one girl from Napoleon Dynamite with the ponytail to the left.
Yeah.
It's like her all grown up.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Why?
Now you're really exciting, Ricky. Don't do that.
Gave him first choice, man. That's so nice of him. I love how nonchalant he is about it.
He's like, he I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like,
He's
Oh, no,
terrifying.
don't do that.
I can put on a real show, Alex. I got a big one.
Alright, so this movie is a little bit more than a revenge story. It's kind of rapey all over.
Oh yeah, it's very rapey.
but Ricky makes it fun.
Yeah,
It's,
okay.
it's such a weird movie. Like you almost like they're terrible, but being that they have this weird happy personality to them, you're kind of rooting for them, even though they're doing despicable things.
Oh, come on. Wait,
Ow.
why are you laughing? Why? Why are you laughing? You.
Watch the teeth, dude. He just bitch slapped her.
Oh no, Scarface.
One thing, you should understand that Alex does what he wants. And nobody, but nobody, you get me? I mean nobody, gets in his way. Shut up, girl, like, close enough.
You know, you would think like the gorilla.
Wait, who is the hero of,
What's up?
who is the hero of this movie? I don't.
The swimming
There-
pool.
He just jump kicked him into the pool. He jump kicked him.
I want
This is
to
the
read.
best- This is the best scene. I love it.
I want to read that part in the script and see exactly
too.
what it said.
You're in for a treat here. Just watch.
Oh wait, what? No! 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 Oh my god!
I think my favorite part is just like the ridiculous, over the top laugh he was doing.
This guy is such a pansy.
Well, he's less of a pansy than fucking the Weasley. With
Yeah,
the
that's
long
true.
hair.
Well, like, you would think he would be able to like get an upper hand in a way, but he is just getting manhandled.
And peed on.
Yeah, he got peed on. That is enough for just fuck you. What is this movie? It's like, oh god.
It's Italiano.
Fuck that light.
Fuck you. That was the weirdest scene. Like how he just dragged her. Like, what?
Like-
Wait. Alright.
I like how he didn't even like look at her. He just like heard her coming and just like reached out, grabbed her, and threw her back on the couch.
How many doors do we have in this house?
Yeah, it's quite
Why?
good.
Why are they all sliding doors? Was that like a big thing in the 70s? Like every door was a sliding door?
Let's have a party.
Oh yeah, now it's really starting.
What is the Joker gonna do? We live in a society. Wait, is that a joint?
Of course there was a joint. The fucking 1980 Italian grindhouse film. with Ricky.
I don't think he's actually smoking it, but
Yeah, it doesn't seem lit.
I don't think you have like a choice to sit there and scream no.
Yeah, at this point, you know, in the game, it's pretty much a game.
holy shit.
What is wrong with that guy's lips? They're very weird.
Like, everything about that guy is weird.
That
Just
joint
gonna,
isn't
just gonna light the carpet on fire, no big deal.
Yeah, that's probably like 70 shag carpet. That shit'll go up like a Roman candle.
Seriously. Like a Yankee candle, you mean?
Ooh, good callback. Nuzzling her thigh?
Doesn't seem like a very comfortable pillow.
He needs Alex to help him out. Can't even handle that chick.
She's more powerful than the friggin' gorilla guy.
Yeah, she definitely did more damage.
Yeah. He just got thrown around a bunch. She was whooping Ricky's ass.
But to be honest, you know, I think Twisted Tea could whip Ricky's ass.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, okay,
Fuck this statue.
Like,
fuck this statue.
what did that statue do to you? Like, come on.
Why?
Oh, well.
Yeah,
He didn't like
there's
the whole
one
set.
there's
I
one
like.
statue.
I hate all of them except this one.
Yeah.
The flowers are still standing.
Why? Why are they simulating like she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead for rape?
I don't think she has a choice.
I think
Sadly.
it's more of like it kind of the vibe I'm getting is that just like stuck in shock at this point.
Yeah. I get
Then Ricky seems to be going through that too. They're like meant for each other.
Hey, Ricky. Shit'll get off the pot. Shut up.
Ooh, wow.
David Hess's reaction was great.
His face after Ricky told him to shut up is just priceless.
I imagine this was Twisted Tea's first time. This is how it went.
Okay, that's that.
Oh, that's it. He is pissed.
Ricky made him break his favorite statue.
Yeah. Stop kissing him. Like, stop.
It's Italian. Everyone kisses everyone in Italy. Even though the movie takes place in New York.
Yeah, stop doing that. Like, that's weird.
Everything looks like Italy except for the stock footage.
It's funny. You're from Europe. I don't know what you people do in Sweden. You're Vikings. I don't know. What do you, instead of kiss each other when you say hello, what do you fucking headbutt each other?
we punch each other.
Yeah,
There you go.
sounds about right.
No, but actually we hug. If someone would kiss me, I would be like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Okay. Alright. No, but if we say hello, we don't do Italians and the French kiss and stuff like that. If someone kissed me, I would be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're a fucking weirdo.
That's a bit of extreme.
Seriously. A little peck on the cheek setting you off that hard? No wonder you got banned from Twitter.
Yeah, all you did was throw Doyle a little kiss, and he got mad.
But I mean, our customs are like, in Sweden it's like you don't stand near me and you don't kiss me. Like
You taking all this down, Bates? we can't stand next to him at all.
Don't stand so close to me.
Yeah, but have you seen the Swedish bus stop? It's like everyone stands like a meter from each other, and it's like no one wants to.
Wet bus stop. He's waiting.
It's like on a train. It's like beside you. It's like, oh my god, I hate it.
Oh man, he's not gonna like the path train into New York.
Oh god, no. Yeah,
Fuck, man, I had to stand between carts one time to avoid that.
You're gonna feel like you're getting butt fucked on those trains, man.
Yeah. Oh my god, is she gonna suck it? Bite it! Bite it!
Oh, how'd that taste of your own medicine taste?
Oh, nice. She's being clever. She's like, I'm gonna survive this shit.
She didn't really go far either. She just kind of went like 5-6 feet and was like, "This is a good hiding spot. He'll never find me around this small corner."
He'll never think to look behind the breakfast nook.
You know, where'd she go?
I mean, this movie, you say it's like equal to like Last House on the Left, but is it real? I don't like the Last House on the Left has a better basis.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. This is, I guess, like more of capitalizing on the success of Last House on the Left.
Yeah, it was just an unofficial sequel. That's what they called it. Because, obviously David Hess isn't playing, what was his name? Krug? Krug. Yeah, that was his character's name in Last House on the Left. Obviously his name is Alex in this one. Plus he died in Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
It's and definitely in the same vein, the same sort of...
Fun fact, that bottle that he's holding there is most likely made out of sugar.
Yes.
Those fucking breakaway bottles are made out of sugar, because if you try breaking a real bottle like that, it doesn't work.
You know what, though? Like, I don't know if they...
Look at that phone!
Yeah, that phone's weird.
That was the weirdest fucking phone.
Allowed for...
No, I don't know. I mean, a fucking prop bottle? Those things were dirt cheap, man.
Possible. I made some sugar glass in the past for like short film stuff.
The thing is like the studios that would make them, you would have to order like a case of them because like 90% of them would come broken.
Oh yeah, that stuff is really delicate. We actually we're planning kind of like this window breaking scene and something we were doing. And my buddy created a bunch of sugar glass and he's like taking video of it, breaking it over his head. It was great.
Nice. Punch him.
I finished my drink and my beer and my emergency beer.
Jeez.
Oh.
And we got 41 minutes left.
You need a... You finish it all?
Yeah.
It sounds like your week was as rough as mine.
Oh, dude, don't even get me bugging started.
Trust me.
I'm
not gonna, because I'll get started.
So, hot take. This movie might have like the best congregation of 80s breast ever. Like,
I can't argue with that.
Like every pair of breasts in this movie they're just magnificent.
Yeah, it's
You know what
like
here's you know here's
It's
something
like-
really odd about that though. I did read on IMDb that the casting was mostly done by Deodato's or mother-in-law or something like that.
Yeah, you know what, man? Them old school Italians, they didn't see nudity as anything weird. That was just like normal shit.
Oh, I know. It's just funny that like we're mentioning that as like an asset of the movie.
Yeah, you beat that Weasley.
They're murdering a Harry Potter dude.
That phone looks like a block of cheese. Right? It looks like a big block of cheddar cheese.
Yeah, it's like a phone that you would find like on a Nickelodeon show in the '90s.
Seriously, it's like an
Like,
all that phone or something.
Rocco's Modern Life. Rocco had a phone like that.
Hello, police. Listen, we're being held hostage here by two crazy.
Little Miss Weirdo.
Dude, David Hess chews the scenery in this movie like crazy.
Ah, my hey,
He makes use of everything.
But it's like, is there any real explanation why it's fucking weird? It's like,
there actually is.
Yeah, but you gotta wait to get there.
Yeah, there's a reason behind this entire movie, and then, you know, as you're watching the movie, you're like, all right, this movie's just fucking weird. It doesn't make any sense. But then, you know, it all comes together at the end, and then you realize like how clever this movie turns out to be, especially for 1980.
all right, okay.
You know, it's just not all rape face and.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the
Yeah,
rape
no, but kind of just starts off like it doesn't have any build up really.
Yeah, they kind of just throw you in the pool and expect you to know how to swim, but you know, by the end of it, you pretty much got it down.
Yeah, they throw you in the pool and expect you to know how to swim, and then you just end up getting peed on. But these are the kind of movies that, you know, Mungus and myself, we just love, because you don't get movies like this anymore. You know, they're low budget, they're schlocky, they're grindhousey, they're, you know, just shit you couldn't get away with in movies today. And
they're different than everything that came before it. Like nowadays, if somebody sets out to make a movie that like dares to be different or whatnot, it's usually like a throwback to one of these movies. You know, like somebody trying to mimic this style. They just don't do it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Wait, so she just got slapped in the face, and then he's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you," and then she's like, "Yeah, okay."
Well, she doesn't really have much of a choice at this point, and she's pretty willing.
Oh my god, this movie is so rapey.
It is.
Oh my god.
at this point, he's already seen her naked.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah. Hello. He's like, yeah, I proved it.
I love how she's covering up.
Yeah, she was not very humble in the beginning of it.
He just froze her on the bed.
The way she landed on the bed makes me think that bed is mad comfy.
Yeah, seriously, she like just sunk into it.
Oh my god, no, why are they painting this as a love scene? Oh no.
Because the Italians had no class in the 70s and 80s when it came to schlocky grindhouse films.
Yeah, because
Honestly,
this is not a... No, shut up.
I was gonna
Oh
say,
no!
there it is.
Oh my god, what is this scene? Oh my god, eyes!
That's a lot of Hess ass right there.
But I think it has to do with you know, like trying to further get you to root for the bad guys. Because they're infinitely more likable than any of the victims.
which is so weird. Like, you wouldn't ever expect that to happen in this kind of film, but yet it's so true. David Hess, obviously, is super rapey, super creepy, and just a despicable character in almost every film he plays. Yet in this film, he comes off as almost endearing in a way. It's so bizarre. I don't know how they managed that. And honestly, it mainly has to do with like exactly what you said, right? Is that the non-villainous characters in this movie are just so horribly unlikable.
Yeah, now you add a little bit of soft music to this scene and a little bit of her being into it, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, these guys aren't so bad. Everybody else is. They deserve this. And then you're stuck sitting there like, wait, what the fuck are you saying? They don't deserve this.
Yeah, everything about this is just, oh my god.
Ricky doesn't know how light switches work.
It's like, so he came, but it's like, it's like, so she's like, yeah, I'm kind of into it, but I'm not. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't really deal with the issue that really well.
But keep in mind, everything comes together. Everything makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So
Can you imagine
Not
this
right now,
movie?
though.
Can you imagine this movie trying to be made today?
No,
Oh, not a
because it's
chance.
fucking no, not a fucking chance. It's like, I don't know. If I saw this movie as a modern movie today, I would be like, what the fuck?
Damn, his face got fucked up.
Yeah. What?
The most dialogue that they've had in the movie all night.
Right?
Yeah. So what if she lapped the woman?
I love David Hess's hair.
It's too big. Just cut it down.
Oh yeah, I can't even repeat that one.
Nope.
You're gonna let that one go.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you're a sex maniac. You fucking shit, dude.
He's such a deviant.
Yeah. You know characters no one would care. That's him. It's like, and it's like, all right.
You know, it's sad. We had the chance to actually meet him, and he actually seemed like he was really nice. And for whatever reason, we didn't go over to his table.
Yeah, I think that was the year that he passed, right? Or like a year.
It was a year or two later. It was the same convention with Joe Pilato. His table was a couple tables away from Joe Pilato.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't go there?
Yeah, we didn't. You know, it was pretty early in our convention like careers, and we knew who he was, and we were like pseudo fans, but we weren't big enough fans. Like we weren't like into this movie like we are now back then. So we kind of
Okay.
bypassed this table. And
Plus,
then
plus you get like this list in your head. You're like, oh, I'd like to meet this person. I'd like to meet this person. And as the convention goes on, you kind of lower those lists down, and you're like, you know what? He's been here a couple times. I'll get him next.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
yeah, it's a big regret that I have now, like knowing that I walked right past this table and didn't even go over and tell him, say hi and tell him how much of a fan I am of his work, because we're both massive fans of this guy's catalog. Maybe not body count.
I like body count.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I'm still trying to get Richie's Last House on the Left autographed album out.
Yeah,
One day it'll be mine.
Yeah, I don't know Raymond body count. Like we can't be friends, man.
Well, he's pretty much in movies that like nobody ever heard of.
Yeah, I know. Cindy. Who the fuck is Cindy?
She's one of the Brady Bunch, right?
Yeah, she was the smallest one.
Yeah, she's all grown up in this.
She was the youngest one
one
in curls. Yeah.
I like how you call it just the smallest one.
Well, he said Cindy was one of the Brady Bunch, and the song goes the youngest one in curls, and Cindy was the youngest one. Now, fuck you guys. Fuck you too. I'm gonna go pee. All right. Fuck you guys. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, but the youngest one, but the smallest one is like. Yeah, you went to the wrong house if you didn't want the creeps.
Oh yeah. Great reaction right there.
I think we killed Bates. No, don't go in. Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna regret this. See, it's Italy, man.
It's like creepy house on the left. You should have named the movie that.
Yeah, that's fitting. That's definitely fitting.
All right. So she runs away. The other one just. All right. So they got a new girl, so they don't care, really.
And like Ricky like stares at him before reacting. He has to be told to go get the person fleeing.
Yeah. It's like, wait. Oh no, it's a fence. How do you get over fences? Dog to the rescue, come on.
Ricky looks more afraid of the dog than anybody else in the movie.
Yeah.
And she clammed up pretty quick. He even threw the bottle behind her.
Climb over the fence, you fucking moron. I mean, it's not Auschwitz. It's like you can't actually escape.
Yeah, the highs and lows of how these people are reacting to what's going on it's very inconsistent. But I mean, again, it makes sense in the long.
Well, it's an Italian horror.
That's very true.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. Like now they are harassing. She has not been in the movie at all. She just got thrown in.
Yeah, she was just a neighbor. Poor neighbor.
Yeah, and we don't know why she's being harassed like that. Like, if the villain were smart, he would be just like, no, just walk away.
That was a good pee.
Good to know.
Did you pee by your computer or something?
I gotta run upstairs.
Yeah, all right.
I don't have a bathroom downstairs.
Yeah, to your bathtub.
That's the biggest design flaw about downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, is what it is.
Put a porta potty down there.
Why porta potty? Yes, the Coca-Cola bottle.
I could put a composting toilet. Don't need plumbing.
Oh, gross. I'm never gonna want to record down there ever again.
No, I would not go down. It's like it was like, well, let's go down to my streaming studio. It's like, yeah, you have porta potty down there, so no.
No, actually, if you ever watch like van life videos, and those are like people who live out of their vans, these people like get like these like high grade composting toilets that none of them smell. They're pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
my parents have one in their someplace. That is now their permanent residence, but they had one there before they got plumbing into the house.
Yeah, no, they're supposed to be pretty good. But imagine this chick. She thought she was coming over to a party, and then all of a sudden, yep, this happens.
No, yeah, I don't.
She's like, you
Why
ruined
are-
my good shirt.
She's got like those doll eyes.
Yeah, she does. It's like you ever look into the eyes of a shark.
Oh, look.
They're
Oh,
black
look.
eyes. They're like a doll's eyes.
Oh, look, it's more boobies. It's like,
And these two are falling in love.
yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? What is good? This is so. Oh my god.
So
We
how did you
broke him.
how did you two meet? Well, he was going to rape me, but then he felt bad, and then I felt bad, and now we have a family.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is.
It's like an episode of Jerry Springer. So I married my rapist.
Yeah, that is.
Anybody
this is
tuning in
awful.
now? This is a different type of movie.
So it's just like trying to like instill that, horrible, life-threatening situations just make you horny.
I'm just gonna point out that them underwear.
I'm just gonna continue to point out that the racks in this movie are just spectacular.
He's really happy about these boobies.
Yeah, well, those are pretty
I
good
mean,
boobs.
who wouldn't be?
I mean, I don't know if they're as good as, Killer Nun's boobs, but
Dude,
damn close.
very, very few are. We got Alex playing with Cindy Lou Who over here.
And he's just looking. Do something, man. Like, do something.
Last time he tried doing something, he got his fucking face bashed into a
I
poker table.
was just about to say the guy that has his neck like tied to the table leg. Like he could have just flipped the table leg and try to like pull out of the leg or break the leg off. Nope, he just sit in there like a little bitch.
Alright, so you got a razor blade between boobs, and she's horrified, and.
She gonna lose a nipple.
Whoa, that was close. This is horrible. Like, this is fucking.
You're not depraved enough for this channel, then. See, she's got.
I'm depraved enough. I'm just saying that, like, this is. Holy shit.
See, I like a good tiny areola. The tinier the areola, the better, in my opinion. That is just a very tiny areola. I love that.
Him singing is so uncomfortable.
Don't do that. Oh wow, he's hairy like a fucking werewolf.
You are hairy like animal.
I mean, and it's only on his chest. Like, it's really, really hairy.
I swear to God, not all Italians are like that.
Oh, don't hit her. fucking. What did she do? She just came there.
She's
She is-
tiny.
She just went there, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch." And it's like, oh, she wears
some sugar.
She wears underwear. She's the first one that wears underwear.
She's the pure one.
Yeah, she's the real, like, virgin.
I think they could overpower him right now.
Why is he? Yeah, why is he showing her off? It's like, oh my.
It's a sign of dominance.
Yeah, I know, but I hate it. and those two is like, yeah, she has, yeah, I'm gonna accept you. It's like really weird.
Well, now it's not rape anymore, at least.
Yeah, now it's not. Now it's consensual.
But is it like weird, quick Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is exactly like Stockholm syndrome. It's like, fucking god. What?
Back to Cindy.
Can you stop?
She looks like the one chick from Friday the 13th Part 4. Bringing that movie up again.
I mean, like I would be crying too having this shit.
I think she's the first person that makes him look bad.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Which is weird. Which. Oh, you can feel that outside of her vagina? Like, you can feel that she was a virgin? Really? Like, is there a lock or something? Like, a virgin?
Call the locksmith! He's got virgin radar. I don't know.
Yeah, I got it too, but it's not.
I mean, at this point in his career, with how
versed
cocky he is about it, yeah, he probably could detect that.
He could probably smell a virgin from like 2 miles away.
Seriously, you weren't lying. She's really tiny and young looking.
She is freaking crazy tiny.
This is fucking creepy.
I don't know if the movie's creepy or the fact that we enjoy this movie so much is creepy. I've always maintained that, like, us.
She's just thinking right now, I hate you guys so much. I hate you all.
I mean, everyone is watching.
That is the most horrible laugh ever, in the worst way.
Everything about this is horrible. It's just fucking. No, don't call the you never snitch. You gonna snitch?
Well.
Probably taking these two.
He just punch her.
Yeah. So.
Are you sure you love this movie? Because holy shit.
Oh, I do love it. I'm just a big fan of just like how just despicable of a character David Hess continues to be in most of his movies, and he does it so convincingly. And he was supposed to be like a pretty nice guy in real life. He looked really nice when he walks by his table.
Yeah, I've heard like really great things about him, like being such a sweet person. And he also he was also a songwriter too. Like I forget which big movie he had a song in recently.
I feel so bad for her. It's
She just, oh my god, she just looks just so innocent. Like they found like the absolute perfect girl for that particular role.
Yeah, I feel so bad for her. Holy shit.
I think that was definitely by design. Though.
Dude,
Finally breaking. What?
You know who she looks like?
No.
The
Oh my
Aw.
god, he grabbed his balls.
That's the Vulcan groin grab. Dude, she looks like the chick from the Goonies.
All right.
You can't mention the Goonies in the same scene
No.
as a naked scene.
What was that character's name? What was her name in that movie?
Dude, I'm not sure. You'd have to IMDb it.
She had like a boy's name in that movie too.
But all right, I'm gonna it's obvious that this is not an American movie. People's vaginas. Oh my god, come on.
His grins really make this.
Yeah, there it is. There's the rape face.
Even Ricky had enough.
Yeah.
All right, so I think those two characters are brother and sister.
Even the rapist is like, you can't.
I think I've had enough.
The eyebrows, man, those eyebrows. Oh my god.
The girl in the red shirt, she his love interest or something.
I guess if that's what you want to call her.
I mean, that's what happened, right? Like, they fucked and it was consensual, and that was the only consensual sexual act in the movie.
Oh, poor Ricky.
God, it's so heartbreaking. He was killed by his best friend.
Wait, what? Oh, okay, all right. Holy shit, that wound! Oh my god, did he get stabbed by a sword?
Look what you made me do, Ricky. You little jerk.
No, he stabbed him with a fucking long like.
I don't know if I've ever realized like how long this movie is.
Yeah, no, I was looking at that before, and we had like 40 minutes left, and I was like, good lord, I thought it was shorter.
You'd figure like a 1980s Italian rape revenge movie would be like a 70-minute movie.
Exactly, like 70 to 90 at best.
I'm not gonna use my knife. I'm gonna grab your organs. Oh, my poor baby.
It's weird.
I'm
It's
so
like
sorry.
he's like he's honestly feeling remorse. His character is just so fucking weird. You can't really like pin him down.
No, not at all.
Right, turn him around so he spill his gun. Yeah, but you did it.
I love you, Ricky.
We raped together. We did everything together. What? No. I'm sorry I macheted you, but it's their fault. It's their fault. Oh, this is so stupid. Oh no! Don't go after her. What? Where did you get that gun?
That
Good
one
draw.
draw he's been trying to grab at all night.
All right. I'm sorry, I haven't kept attention. There was too many boobs.
Yeah, there are a lot of breasts in this movie.
I want to be reasonable.
You know what? Yeah, shoot him. That's what I would have done. It's like, yes, cap him.
Oh, one little bullet's not gonna stop Alex.
Yes, cap him. Cap him. One bullet, one head.
No, it's
He's
too quick.
He's aiming like a fucking idiot. It's like, fucking raise the gun correctly.
Oh, got all of those.
Oh god, did you see that cut? Did you see that weird cut?
Yeah.
Did you see that weird cut?
Yeah.
It's like in the middle of the fucking
Glass shattering.
Yeah. Just fucking blow his brains out. I don't care. Whoa. Wait, he's not a F word.
This is a different time.
Okay. Oh. Wait, he's the bad guy, but
Well, you said there was no revenge in this movie. And, well, the revenge wasn't what you thought.
yeah, let's say that. Let's say yeah, I didn't think of that, but it's like it doesn't take away from what that cunt did. Like, it's-
But you want to know something? What they had to go through to get the revenge wasn't really worth the revenge.
no, because they're
Oh,
traumatized.
That face.
A face only a mama could love.
Oh, my-
Or Cindy in the other room.
He's gonna bleed to death now.
there are a lot of fillings in his teeth. His entire mouth is just nothing but fillings.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. But so they had one awful guy doing fucking terrible things to other guys in order to get a revenge that ultimately had their friends raped. I mean, are
It's
we
not the perfect plan, I will admit.
Yes.
They're like, how
To
many
get revenge for that first rape, they basically risked their entire lives of everybody in that house. And, there's probably a lot of PTSD that's happening after this.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, so we're gonna get this guy back because he raped this girl. So we're gonna get raped ourselves and have a shit beaten out of us and get sliced up and have our house destroyed and ruin our pool.
Like, I would have
Yeah.
faked the alternator wire, right? And then led the police to the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been a little bit better. The credits have been done.
I mean, because doesn't really make any sense. Like, how many was hurt by this revenge? Like, people were raped, people were slashed, people were killed.
Nobody died. Well, I guess Ricky.
No, yeah.
Ricky died. Cindy has a lot of gashes.
Cindy was even not even part of it.
She
They just destroyed her life.
she was like an innocent bystander that shouldn't have had any part in it.
Yeah. And they just fucked her over.
Yep.
And for what? Yeah, because revenge of one race. And I mean, yeah, we all want to revenge that kind of act. Like, but this just cost more of that act.
Right, exactly. And it kind of puts you in that weird position you were in the entire movie because you're like, well, who is the villain here? Who are you rooting for? Like
Yeah.
they got their revenge on these people, but at the same time they fucking caused so much harm that like I still want to root for David Hess and Ricky.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of wondering who is still the hero here. I mean, I'm gonna root for Cindy. He came in.
Go, you know what? I like that. Go Cindy.
Yeah, she's the real hero. She came in, and
Took one
got
for the
naked.
team.
Yeah, she took one for the, but she got naked, but she didn't do anything. So I always appreciate someone getting naked.
Ricky's
But-
the real. Ricky's always the real hero.
No, like that story is also weird. Like, you remember what I said in the beginning of this movie? How I in horrors. Here's one thing about that. This is why I have a problem with Italian horrors because they're so fucking weird.
Yeah, but that was kind of their thing, just being weird. That's what they were known for. Fucking ever watch Dr. Butcher, Medical Deviant?
Yeah, I have, but
That's a good old Guinea film.
yeah, but it's so fucking weird. So this movie is like a revenge movie that ends up in more rape. It's like, why? Why do you do that?
I think this is one of the better rape revenge films. As I said, I like it better than Last House on the Left. I like it a lot better than I Spit on Your Grave. I Spit on Your Grave was just fucking odd.
I think Last House is odder than I Spit on Your Grave. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. The sequel that's coming out, I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but it doesn't look too bad. Interesting concept, definitely different than I expected.
Depends which Last House, which I Spit on Your Grave do you remake?
The original.
The original. All right. Yeah, I agree on that. It isn't. I mean, I would say that this subject overall is very hard to do right. But I don't know if this movie is so good. It just brings on more rape.
Well, you know what? You know what
Yes.
makes this movie like already a million times better than I Spit on Your Grave is that it just doesn't end when the villain is dead. It continues on a little bit. Like when all the villains die in I Spit on Your Grave, that's it. The credits start rolling. Alex died a couple minutes ago, and the movie is still continuing. They're actually trying to piece together, a semblance of a story, which is what.
Yeah,
Which is
is
what
no big deal.
No, it's great. It's one of the things I really love about this particular film, because rape revenge films were all about shock value. That's what they were. This film tried to piece together a very, a somewhat coherent story, from the very beginning to the very end. And, it might take you one or two viewings, but then it makes sense, and then you appreciate it. Yeah, it's still a rape revenge film, and that shit, it doesn't really fly in today's world, but you put your mindset back in 1980, and then it's like, well, that's not a big deal, you know. Not that rape's not a big deal. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just that the subject matter in terms of being on film wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think the problem comes with, like, I love this movie. Don't get me wrong. But like I definitely see where Stefan's coming from, as far as like the story and being pieced together more so at the end. You know, it definitely adds more to the genre. But the story at the end of the day, when you really analyze it, there was so much more harm done than good. As far as, you know, what happens to the characters, and it's like you're left at the point where you're just like, well, who fucking won here? Like, we didn't. Nobody really got satisfying revenge out of it. It's the whole situation is completely fucked.
Yeah.
Shortest credits ever.
Yeah.
The credits are already over.
Yeah, but get me right as well. I don't hate this movie. I kind of like it. It's a good movie. But like, if we're gonna talk about how people, how sexual assault and rape is presented in movies, this is this is an old movie, so it goes by other standards. But like, it's kind of bad in that sense, because like, it's really not doing a good job. Like, if we take the remake of I Spit on Your Grave, for example, like, it actually portrays an actual revenge for something horrible. Like, it is the, you know, it puts the final nail in the coffin when it comes to fucking getting back at these people. Like,
let me interrupt you really quick and jump off of that. Maybe the intention in this movie was to not have such a perfectly gift wrapped story. You know, like, rape happens in these movies, and then revenge is executed, and, you know, we're left to feel like justice was served. Maybe this represents more of a, well, life doesn't really work out that way. You try to come up with some convoluted plan to get your revenge, and it ends up blowing up in your face and causes more harm than good. Maybe the lesson to take away from this is that revenge isn't the best way, you know, in a situation like this. That's just what I'm going off of now.
let's say, I mean, yeah, okay, so yeah, that's a compelling case. Like, I think that you might be right in that. Like, they wanted to show some kind of, you know, how fucked up rape is, and, you know, how fucked up revenge usually is. And they kind of try to show that, you know, if these intersect, it's gonna be a really fucked up story. And maybe you're right. Maybe
Yeah, I mean, I've never thought of it that way till tonight, simply because, like, we've always watched this movie, and, you know, you're like, oh, crazy, this is a different type of rape revenge movie, but you never really put into perspective how much harm was caused all around for everybody. And by the end of it, you're just like, you know, you're left with this really weird feeling that you've had pretty much throughout the entire movie of who to root for, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, who's the hero, who's the victim. And I guess it all boils down to just these two wrongs don't make a right in this particular case.
Well, like, all right, so the reason why I love this film so much is I'm a fan of horror. And while I wouldn't consider this movie horror, I consider this movie more of schlock grindhouse. The subject matter is horror to a T. Rape is horror. I don't condone any type of violence. I don't condone rape. I don't condone anything of the sort. But to get that visceral, real reaction and feeling out of people, you know, sometimes just your typical, you know, your jump scares aren't going to work. You know, you got to hit home. You got to hit where it hurts. Yeah. And when you dive into a subject matter like rape is horror in every sense of the word. Whether I I know a lot of people have their feelings about showing rape on film and talking about it and all that stuff, and I get it. I'm not trying to sit here and try to condone it, but rape sadly is a part of this world, and it is, again, what I believe is probably the scariest thing that could happen to somebody.
Yeah,
And when it's properly displayed on film, it is just that, scary. It will invoke pure feelings of just unrelenting horror. And I believe this movie does it better than any other rape revenge film I've ever seen. The only other film I have seen that does rape better, and I don't mean, I just mean in a visceral, horrific.
As in the subject.
Yeah. A visceral, just like stirring of feelings would be the French film Irreversible.
Oh my god. Yeah. That one is really good.
It's a art house film, but there is a very controversial rape scene in that film, and it does it. The entire film is just magnificent, and it's one of the very few French films that I actually like stand up and applaud. It's an amazing film. It's just that the subject matter is so real, and it's such a taboo subject. And the thing about taboo subjects, it's just like the forbidden fruit. It's fun and exciting, but it's also scary because it is taboo. You don't know what's going to happen. People don't like to talk about these films, and they don't like to admit that they like these films because of the subject matter. Listen, the subject matter is real. A zombie movie, that's not real. Admitting you like a zombie movie, there's nothing that's going to invoke horror and fear within you. But these type of films, they are real. They're showing a real part of life that you hope you never have to experience, or you hope you never have to know anybody who experienced them. That's and I think that, to me, that's what horror really is. It's invoking the truest sense of horror that other horror films, stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street, and Night of the Living Dead or Dawn of the Dead or any zombie film, and Friday the 13th, it's like, it's the kind of feeling that those type of movies aren't going to invoke out of you.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna analyze it a little bit, it's like this. I think the reason that subject is very difficult to portray is because it's as you say, it's such a horrific act. Like someone would kind of say that it's almost like a murder of a person. Like it's an act that basically murders a person without that person dying. So what is very important here is that I know that this movie is trying to portray it as something bad, but it kind of, I always feel like if you're gonna tread these ground, you gotta tread it careful. And in the 1980s environment, I give it a pass. I like the movie. I did like the movie, so that is all right. So I'm in the 1980s, kind of environment. I give it a pass. But today, the reason I wouldn't give it today is because we got a better understanding of things, and we got a better understanding of how fucking awful everything that sort of thing is. So you got a remake of, Spit on Your Grave, which I'm like, I think feels like a good revenge movie to people, like, because she really makes people suffer for the crimes. And like, otherwise, I'm like, if a movie maker is gonna include rape, like, they kind of gotta think about why they do it. I think the scene in Irreversible is justified, but that is on. It's a very good movie, and like that scene is controversial, sure, but controversial doesn't always it shouldn't be filmed or that it is wrong. But I think there is, you know, one should tread carefully when it is things that people actually, experience, because it's not, rape is not a weird thing like serial killers or anything like that. It's actually something that people experience every day, and I think that most filmmakers actually do think of that. So I don't think there is an actual problem today, but I would say that it would be a problem if people want to watch older movies. I think there should be maybe like put a sticker on it, like, yeah, this one is having this.
I think that one of the big things about these films from the 70s, the rape revenge movies, and that it kind of rubs people the wrong way is the fact that these movies were made with the intention to shock. Just about all of them were made to really pull on that visceral fear that every human has, when they watch the 7 o'clock news and find out somebody was raped in Central Park, or somebody was found, randomly killed or something like that. These movies at its core are built to not only play off of those fears, but also make you face them. But the filmmakers,
because it's real life, man.
exactly. But the reason why they get such a bad rap is because back in the day they were made just to get that midnight movie crowd, screaming. And they were easy to make. They were easy to really fucking get a reaction out of. And, it's exploitation at its finest. However, after 30, 40 years of age, probably even longer than that, I'm not mathing up right now. But point being is after many, many years, you kind
39 if you're talking about this movie.
So after many years, you kind of look back at it and kind of you're not in the mindset of that midnight movie crowd. You're kind of analyzing how this correlates to real life, how it affects real victims, and how this could happen and show up at your doorstep, just like in this movie, at any time. And you get that. I guess you get kind of like thought provoked, because you're sitting there like realizing what the situations are like for other people, and you're also kind of facing the reality of the situation. And as uncomfortable as that may be, it's it's a valuable lesson, especially in this particular movie, because of how we discovered tonight, where both action and reaction are wrong, and nothing solves any of the problems. So I think these movies, in a way, they were made with an intention to do something differently than they ended up accomplishing 40 years down the line. They're really interesting to watch and kind of have this little self-retrospect, how you deal with this type of evil, or how you think about it, or how you think other people feel about this stuff, like victims, people that actually do it. It really gets your mind thinking, more so than the filmmakers probably originally intended. And dare I say, they age really well, despite how uncomfortable they are.
It does. It really does. And the way I look at these types of films, I actually look at them more, obviously I look at them as, horrific exploitation films that I overly enjoy. But I enjoy them because of the way that they hold up. And they hold up in a way that they almost feel like PSAs. Right? Like they're showing you, like, the world isn't full of sunshine and unicorns. We're going to show you rape. Rape happens. Rape happened then. Rape happens now. This isn't your Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Leprechaun, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, fantasy bullshit. This is real life shit right here. Stay on guard. Know your surroundings. Know that rape happens. You may not like what this film shows, but what this film shows is real fucking life.
Yeah, and in that retrospect, I kind of, because it's in that sense, exploitation or old exploitation film kind of took the boundaries. It didn't care about what you could and couldn't do, but it kind of just showed it. And I gotta agree with that on this film as well, because if this film shows anything at all, it's that we're all victims of something, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
It's like a vulnerability to it, like it makes you
Yeah.
face that this stuff can happen anytime, any place, for any people.
Anywhere to anyone, You're nobody's
Yeah.
safe. That's what this movie shows you. Nobody's safe. It's the truest, not the truest movie, but it's like one of the realest movies you could watch because it's something that could happen. You're not gonna watch Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, yeah, that could happen. I could be murdered in my sleep by a dream demon. No, that's horror, but it's not true horror. It's not visceral, like make you fucking nauseous kind of horror. That's what this is. And again, this movie is not for everybody. This genre is not for everybody. But the message that it sends is more real than any other movie you're gonna watch.
Yeah, but it's like when you exploitation movies, I usually warn people that want to see them. I give them a fair warning of what the contents are, and this movie sure got a lot of, I don't know, a lot of shit that a lot of people shouldn't watch, because it's while I kind of like the movie, it got some good acting and stuff like that. It still got some ilks that it's like I don't know. And I don't think it was just to show boobies. I just think it's an Italian horror, it's a European horror, so it's very more open than American horror movies in how it presents itself. And yeah, it's like I think usually that I usually think that as I said before, is like the great system of movies is old. Like you have the A system of how movies are. Like you have PG-13 and R-rated. I think we should skip that and instead go to like tags or something. Like this movie includes this, this, and this, so that people can choose to watch a movie.
No, I definitely
that.
see where you're coming from, because it's like something like this is something that like Bates said, it's not for everybody, and it should, like, it's very deserving of like the news that it was banned, or it was a video nasty, or it's NC-17 or whatnot. Like, this movie absolutely deserves some sort of label, because you might be a fan of the Freddy Kruegers and the Jasons, and you're like, wow, look at this cover. It's pretty wicked looking. And then you watch it blind without realizing what you're going into. And I could definitely see where the discomfort's going to come and how big of a surprise it is. But if you're bracing for what you're about to watch, I think when you peel back all the 70s isms and the goofy laughs and the overacting and shit like that, I think there's an important movie in here. There's an important like
Message,
subject matter,
yeah.
message to
Yeah,
really
yeah,
take away from it.
Can,
yeah,
and can,
yeah, I kind of agree.
can we just take a second and appreciate how beautiful the cover art is?
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
It's
And it's inspired so many similar cover arts over the years, like Eli Roth's Cabin Fever.
the Cabin Fever, it's definitely.
I think 13 Ghosts had a similar sort of cover, if I recall correctly.
Fuck that movie.
I love Tony Shalhoub.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, the cover art's amazing.
Yeah, 13 Ghosts. Fuck that movie.
But man, that cover art, I'm sitting here and I'm just looking at it, and it's just, I absolutely adore it. It's so amazing, and it's simplistic in its design overall. But when you watch the movie and then you sit there and you look at it, it's like, wow, like they nailed it so hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I kind of. It's like, I don't know, but a lot of this is like, a lot of slashers have really boring cover art, and I think that is unjustified. Like Friday the 13th, if you buy a Friday the 13th DVD, it's really boring. It's like,
yeah, especially those new cover arts for the Blu-rays, where they don't even put like the right era of Jason on there. It's like,
or a mask that was never in any film ever.
Exactly. I think part 1 has like part 5 Jason on it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but no, I agree. It's a lost art, like, and that doesn't just go for horror movies. Like posters in general these days. Like when you see those photoshopped actor and actress headpieces on some weird background, you're just like, Jesus Christ, get a painter in there. Get somebody that really has talent.
Yeah, I have a really bad, like, I bought a Jurassic one and it looks like shit. It's I mean the movie is still good. I think the movie's good, so don't at me at it. You can't at me. Yeah, you can't, because I'm fucking banned. But but like the movie's good. I like the movie, but the cover art of the one I bought, the DVD or the Blu-ray I bought, is fucking, oh my god, it's horrible. And it seems like no one really cares. Like apparently that one is the standard one, and it's, I don't know what is wrong with just using the logo.
I know, but like the studio heads look at it this way: they could hire some fucking overpriced painter, or have some asshole with a cracked copy of Photoshop throw together a picture. And unfortunately, they go with the latter. Sadly.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap this up here. So overall, this is one of my all-time favorite films, just because the subject matter is real. What the movie shows is real. David Hess is a super underrated actor in the horror and grindhouse and exploitation circles, and I don't believe he ever got the due he was given as an actor, and I regret every day not going up and meeting him when I had the chance. But I still respect his work on a yearly basis by watching this movie, especially. This movie, as wrong as it sounds, it holds a weird place in my heart, just because it does what I feel like other movies really didn't do well, especially in this particular niche genre. And again, not a movie for everybody, but it's a movie that I do believe needs to be shown, and it's a story that needs to be told. And at the end of the day, this is one of my favorite films. I will watch this at least once a year, every year. I wouldn't be surprised if we watch this again come August down at Monster Mania while all of us are together. just because it's one of our rituals. It's become that kind of movie for us. And when all is said and done, looking at this movie black and white, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, like we do with every live commentary, I would have to give this movie a solid 9, simply because it is over the top and it is shocking. But again, it does invoke real fear. It invokes real horror, and I respect it for that.
I would give it a 4. So got on the cut here.
I was just like, there it is. I will give it a 4. So there we are. Well, all right. I'm gonna go with like a 7.5. I think a lot of the issues I have with the movie is budgetary. Obviously they could only do so much. There was definitely a lot of trying and experimenting on set. Probably a lot of dialogue changing. There's always this like shroud of weird 70s things that you kind of have to forgive because it was from 70s movies, and also some real bad elements that are attributed to a typical exploitation movie. But again, when you peel a lot of that stuff back, there's important movie in here, and I have a newfound appreciation for it tonight just by kind of like picking it apart and coming across the notion that both rape and revenge are wrong. Obviously, it's something that should be a simple concept, something that we should all kind of like have already figured out, but I never really took those lessons away from the movie. Obviously, the rape thing was a given, but I never really saw the movie as a showcase of, both plans, both situations being completely fucked and ending up fucking up multiple lives in the whole process. Like it's really the whole package, and it's real. Like Bates said before, it's just visceral. It's reality. It could happen to you or your next door neighbor, and Lord knows I hope it doesn't, because it's not fun. This whole concept and what humans are capable of doing to one another is sickening. And I think this movie really exhibits that in a way that keeps you comfortable, keeps you from wanting to sleep at night, and it's all because monsters like this exist right next door to us, and it's a scary situation, and this movie basically doesn't hold back any of those punches, and I think that's really good. I'd like to see something like this done again with the same sort of message and concepts and everything, but done in a more professional art house sort of way. But I'm very glad that this movie exists. David Hess is amazing. Ricky is great. There's a lot of fun and unique and standout elements in the movie. I only take away some points from it simply because there are things from the 70s and shit like that you kind of have to forgive, and if you show it to a normal moviegoer, you're just like, wow, this is horrible. But that's where I'm at.
Now you see, you take away because of things from the 70s. I add things because of the 70s. I feel like I should have grown up in the 70s. When I look at my taste in music and my taste in movies and everything, my taste in cars, all of it goes back to the 70s, man. Though honestly, like I feel like I'm more of an 80s guy, 80s kid at heart. Maybe because I was just born in the 80s. I didn't grow up in the 80s, so I was born in the 80s. And I don't know. I have more of an 80s feel, but the 70s are so important to me, man. Like when I look at all the music I listen, especially the music I listen to, all of those important bands, we're talking Judas Priest and Rainbow and, especially like Black Sabbath, those are bands from the 70s. So the 70s built my life. And then we go back and we look at the movies. You know, this movie was 1980, but, you know, let's be honest, it's fucking 70s to a core. You know, we look at I Drink Your Blood and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Last House on the Left. We look at all these movies. They're all movies from the 70s, man. The 70s. 70s weren't just disco and cocaine. Not to me. The 70s were the birth of exploitation and metal. That's what the 70s were to me. That's why the 70s are so important to me, and that's why the 70s are probably my favorite era. So you take away because of the 70s aspects of the film, but I only give it extra points because of those aspects, man. The 70s mean so much to me and always have and always will, to the point where my kid is going to grow up and I'm going to introduce everything to him like it was the 1970s, and I'm probably going to have a visit from DYFUS and have my child taken away, but I will fight. The 70s were an important era, and my kid will experience that one way or another.
I feel like I need to defend myself a little bit here by saying that I'm not taking away because of these 70s sort of things. It's more like when you think of showing a film to like an average person or somebody who has a real good taste in film, I feel like you have to apologize for a lot of the, you know, a lot of these quirks that these 70s movies tend to have, and you have to kind of like explain your way out of them before they really open their eyes to seeing the, you know, the genius behind a movie like this. And that becomes tiresome. I realize that like not everybody's going to get that sort of get to that sort of level, like you and I and Stefan here, but it kind of like segregates certain people from being able to really see the true meaning rather than just chalking it up as a bad 70s movie. So like if it was a little bit more polished, you know, in terms of modern day filmmaking, I wouldn't take away as much. But don't get me wrong, I fucking love the 70s. And without the 70s, the 80s wouldn't exist in the crazy way that has led an entire generation to still be obsessed with the 80s in 2019. So I love the 70s.
Yeah, so I would like to podcast or whatever it is. I would like to say that I don't hate this movie or anything about it. What I want to say is basically that it's something that this movie and shown and has, like, they have formed like this idea of horror movies, that horror movies have always gone in the front row of provoking, and I think this movie is part of that as well. So horror movies have always done that, so it will always do that, and it will always provoke other genres or other, you know, movie institutions to actually, you know, talk about certain subjects. So even if we talk about as a difficult subject of sexual assault like this movie, I would say that horror movies are the vehicle that brings these issues to fucking light, and I like it. I like horror movies. So
well said, man. Well said.
Well, I think we've actually touched on quite a few subjects tonight. We've actually gotten into a pretty good discussion about this film and why it's actually a very important film despite the subject matter. And we've made very, very good points. I don't think anything really more needs to be said about this film. It's not for everybody, but it's still important. Whether you like it or not, you can't deny that fact. And that is where we are going to drop it tonight. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us I hope you enjoyed the commentary. If you watched the film with us, I hope you enjoyed the film for what it was. Again, the subject matter, it is rough. It is sensitive, especially in the political climate and social climate that we live in today. It is not a film for everybody, and I get that. And I will never try to argue with somebody who says I don't like this film. I understand. It's not something I could ever try to argue with. I'm not going to try to, debate you and say, well, I bet you I can make you like this film. That's not that kind of film, all right? This isn't, Return of the Living Dead. I'll fucking argue with you all night until you sit there and tell me, okay, yeah, I like this film. This film, House on the Edge of the Park, it's not something I can argue with you about. If you like it, you like it, and then we can have a really great conversation. If you don't like it, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to respect that, because this film is going to really stir up some fucking weird feelings in people and in different ways. But regardless, you hung out with us tonight. Maybe you watched the film. Maybe you just listened to our commentary. Regardless, we appreciate it greatly, and we hope you enjoyed what we had to bring to this particular film. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button. We are here most Wednesday nights for our live horror and comic geek podcast. That's a good time. Come check that out. We will be returning after a 2-week hiatus this week. We got a lot of cool things to talk about there and some sad things to talk about, but it's all in, it all makes sense in the end. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, make sure you do that. You can follow the website at Dead End Site. You can follow me right there at Bates_MotelMT. You can follow Mungus at Ray Mungus. And you could used to follow.
You can't follow him. You can't follow me because I got slammed by.
I think we found our new Jason Mantzoukas. Like, you can follow me, you can follow him, but you can't follow him.
Yes, he was on Twitter, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
So thank you guys so much for hanging out. So April is quickly approaching, and with a new month means a new live commentary. I have a film in mind already.
Ooh, I didn't expect that.
Are you fucking kidding?
Please, I would join that.
I do. I have a film in mind already. Again, it's a really controversial film. Typically,
oh
like,
my God.
Yeah.
I don't think he can hang anymore. I don't think
Why do you always put him through this, Bates? It's like you always do that. It's like, all right, so we're gonna watch a movie. Yeah, sure, I'm fine with that. And it's like, it's a really controversial movie. And it's like,
all right, well, listen, you have to join next time. All right, and I'm gonna tell you why you have to join. Specifically, you have to join because this movie is a controversial movie, but it is a Swedish movie. How about that, motherfucker? How about that? I will not. I will not tell you guys what the next film is.
I will say it.
We will announce it probably within the next 2 weeks. What the next film is? It is another controversial film, but it is it's a powerful film. Let me tell you that much. It's powerful, and super satisfying.
Yeah, I'm scared.
And I have to give this a second reason as to why he has to tune in, because we made him an official third host of the show, so of course he has to show up.
Wait. All right. So
you're a team for this, the little live commentary thing. Come on.
It's only like 4 a.m. by him right now.
Exactly. And we keep this ending going on and on and on, and it's sunlight's going to be coming up soon.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. It's only 6 o'clock. It's
Oh,
wait.
6 o'clock.
Oh, no big deal.
No way.
But it's Saturday. But it's so you know it really isn't a big
Oh
deal.
yeah, it's 4 o'clock. It's alright.
But you've got a month to recharge, and then we're back to it.
Yeah, a month.
Or maybe shorter than that. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. But if you do shorten that,
Yeah, no, it would probably be towards the end of April because, I mean, with next week being NJ HorrorCon and the week after being WrestleMania, we're gonna need like a week or two to recover.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like I took a
yeah.
couple extra days off, and I'm just dreading spending my days sitting on metal chairs. That's all I'm saying.
but I'm just saying, if it's a Swedish, I'm there. It's like,
Nice.
of course I'm there. I had to be embarrassed for my country. It's like,
Oh, there's nothing to be embarrassed about with this film. This is a great film.
yeah.
And
I kind of know what it's about, and it's like, yeah, I don't know.
it's a early to mid 70s film.
Yeah, I know exactly.
All right. Well, we'll see when we get off stream here. But
it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great.
The hype is real, people.
Oh, it really is. So we will be announcing that within the next 2 or 3 weeks. But one more time, thank you guys for hanging out so much. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we will see you guys Wednesday night for the return of the Way of Life live podcast after a 2-week hiatus. So, yeah. Thank you guys again. And we'll see you soon.